Hello. So you're welcome to week one. And we're going to begin with a lovely practice. It's my favorite practice, actually, called coming back to the senses. This is a very simple practice, can be done anywhere, and it really captures the essence of what mindfulness is about. Just being in the present moment and paying attention to whatever is going on within you and around you. So the practice could be done anywhere, but since we're doing these practices in a kind of formal way, for this month, I'm going to suggest that you find somewhere you can sit quietly for 15 to 20 minutes, somewhere ideally that you won't be disturbed, and have a comfortable chair. I've got a very comfortable chair here. So, ideally, a chair that where you can have your feet flat on the floor and your spine reasonably upright. So just taking time to make yourself comfortable. See if you can find a way to have your feet resting on the floor. Spine reasonably upright. You might need a cushion of some sort behind you. So if you need to get a cushion, feel free to turn off the video for a moment, go and get whatever you need, and then come back. So just sense yourself settling into this place. And even though you might have been inclined to close your eyes, I'm going to suggest you keep your eyes open for a little while. And in the first part of the practice, simply looking around. Let your head turn. Let your eyes wander. And just see what's around you. There's no rush. You don't need to memorize what you see. But letting yourself look around with just a mild curiosity, even if it's a very familiar place. Notice some of the things that you see. Like there's a plant sitting on top of the fridge. There's a television in the corner. Some pictures on the wall. Just taking time to see the world around you. And as you look around, you might even notice that you settle a little bit more into the chair. That your breath changes a little bit. So having a little bit of curiosity about what's it like to just sit here, have nothing in the world to do, but look around. No rush. It's as if the eyes have a life of their own. And then when you've had a look around, if you want to close the eyes, that's fine, you don't have to. Just letting the eyes rest, whether they close or not. Just a feeling that the eyes are off duty now, they can rest. And begin to notice the sounds. Now you might be sitting in a very quiet place, there might not be much sound around you, or there might be quite a few sounds. So don't try too hard, just let the sounds come to you. You're not going out to search for sounds. If you happen to be sitting in a quiet place, then maybe you're listening to silence. Maybe there's an occasional sound breaking through the silence. A feeling of sitting here and listening to the soundtrack of these passing moments. Nothing else in the world to do but listen to the soundtrack. Your mind might begin to wander. Maybe the sounds aren't all that interesting. So if your mind begins to wander, just noticing that. That's mindfulness as well. And then come back to the sounds for another few moments, just listening to the soundtrack. And now leaving the sounds, and we're moving on to the sense of touch. Each of the senses is really like like another doorway to the present moment. It's like we're changing channels, but we're still listening to the present moment. So moving on to the channel of touch. So at this point, your eyes might be opened or closed, doesn't matter. But just notice some of the surfaces around you. Maybe you can feel the floor under your feet. Or maybe if you wiggle your feet a little bit, maybe you're feeling shoes and socks. Just noticing. Noticing what are your feet experiencing through the sense of touch. Probably you can feel the backs of your legs on the chair and your seat. Sitting in the chair, just notice that contact between your seat and the seat of the chair. Maybe your back is resting into the chair, so notice which parts of your back are touching the chair, which parts aren't. Noticing what your hands are touching. Maybe one hand is holding the other, so you can sense skin touching skin. Maybe your hands are resting along your thighs or against the chair. Just noticing. What are your hands experiencing? And any other sense of touch. Maybe you can feel clothes against your skin. Maybe you can feel the air against your skin. Another few moments of curiosity. Anything you're experiencing through the sense of touch. And now leaving the sense of touch and moving to the channel of taste. So just bring the attention inside your mouth and don't be in any rush. Maybe initially you just notice, oh, your inside of your mouth is warm or cool, moist or dry. And then a gentle curiosity, are you aware of any flavors? And maybe not. But maybe it's not that long since you had something to eat, or a cup of coffee, a cup of tea. Maybe you brushed your teeth recently. Just noticing, are you aware of any flavors? And maybe not. Maybe there's a very neutral sense in your mouth. Just staying a moment or two longer, aware of the environment inside your mouth, and aware of any flavors that are there. And now leaving the sense of taste and bring the attention to your nostrils. Just sensing the breath as it comes and goes. Mostly we're breathing through the nostrils. Maybe occasionally if you have a cold or if you have chronically blocked nostrils, you might breathe through the mouth. But most of us breathe through the nostrils. So just feeling the breath coming and going. And noticing whether there are any smells. Again, really don't try very hard. If you've been in this room for more than 10 minutes, you probably don't smell anything. You might have walked in and noticed, oh, I can smell coffee, or I can smell dinner. We soon get accustomed to the smells and we don't notice anymore. So don't try too hard, just a mild curiosity. Do you smell anything? And then letting go of any effort to smell, and just notice the breath as it comes and goes. This might even bring you back to the sense of touch. Maybe you feel the touch of the breath coming and going along your nostrils. Maybe you don't actually feel the touch of the breath, but just having a sense that the breath is coming and going, like waves coming and going. And for the next minute or so, see if it would be possible to simply sit and follow and feel the flow of breath as it's coming and going along your nostrils. And now letting go of the breath, but continue to sit here for just a little while and just notice anything you notice. Like so far we've been directing the attention to each particular channel, but now just sitting here noticing whatever you notice. Maybe a sound comes to your attention. Maybe a smell comes to your attention. Maybe the sense of touch. Just sitting in the present moment and noticing whatever you notice. Just a sense of being here with no particular agenda other than being in the present moment. And our practice is coming to an end now, so this is just a little sample of how you might use the senses to bring you into the present moment. And what I'd really encourage this week is that maybe you do the practice once or twice with this video, maybe you even do it every day. But from time to time during the day, also just coming back maybe to one of the senses. I mean, maybe you're out walking and you just deliberately decide you're going to notice whatever you see for the next 5 minutes, or decide you're going to deliberately notice whatever you hear. So from time to time, especially if you find yourself getting lost in the future or getting lost in the past, coming back to any one of the senses is a really good way to bring yourself back to the present moment. And particularly if you find that you're getting lost in concerns about the future or regrets about the past. So if you find that you're kind of getting caught up in a spiral of negative and anxious thinking, then just using one of the senses to come right back to the present moment. This can be a really useful practice. So wishing you well this week as you bring your focus to each of your senses. Maybe one at a time, like we did just now, or maybe just at random moments, noticing whatever is going on within you and around you. So I hope you have a lovely week full of pleasant experiences through the senses. And thank you for joining me.